Go. DanGryder with DanGryder. We're at Hampton Airport, KHMP. Ride along video number 12 is over. We just flew it and landed. We're going to debrief it real quick. I'm going to do two things with you. I'm going to debrief this, and I'm going to give you a quick AQP oral, not a private pilot oral, an AQP oral, so that other people can see what are the things that I'm asking on an AQP review. What are the things that you need to know to stay alive? So let's talk about our equipment first. Some of you have seen over the past 11 previous AQP ride-along videos, we've kind of been steady increasing in tech and capability and experience, mostly due to Dylan, but I'm going to show you here a little bit what we did on this video. I got a GoPro camera, and a GoPro camera. Show them your drone here. So the drone is new to the mix here, and we're using a little bit of drone and an independent operator on this particular one, but it's a very lightweight 249-gram drone, so it's one of the ones you don't even need a license for. So we got permission to use the drone and fly a little bit of footage just on this. We're going to try to start using that a little bit more, but pretty cool addition. And then when we're talking, we plug these things into a dongle in the intercom, so that's how we're capturing audio. And then in the editing process, we sync it all together. That's how come we're always doing this clap thing, so we can sync all the video and all the audio together. So let's debrief this flight. This is number 12, kind of a little bit of a check ride kind of a thing. Wanted to go out there and see, put it all together for people. I appreciate you guys watching. Your support for this channel, $1 or $2 towards these ride-along videos is very much appreciated. Here's the ways you can do that. Zelle, PayPal, CashAPP, Venmo. Helps cover a lot of our expenses and time. Believe it or not, these take a lot of time and trouble to put together, and Dylan's kind of tired of doing these things.
It's not that bad.
So anyway, we just got done flying. I'm going to intersperse my questions with actual footage, because I think I know pretty much what we captured out here.
Yep. Okay.
So we got cameras rolling. We started rolling out here. Tell me about your very first, as we started to roll, what checklist did you call complete right away?
Well, we already had the before engine start checklist, after start checklist, and before taxi checklist completed. So those three were complete as we started rolling cameras.
We're all running? Yep. Audio's on, looking good. Alright, before taxi checklist, go ahead and start from that. Okay, before engine start checklist, after start checklist, all completed. Before taxi checklist, flaps set. Avionics are on and set. Transponders on code. Fuel sector, fullest tank. We're on the left, we're on the right tank. Both have just over 10 gallons. Brakes, check. Make sure our brakes are fully functioning while we're right here on the ramp. Yep, brakes are checked and good. ADS sauce obtained.
10 clear. Below 12,000. Temperature 15 Celsius. Dew point 6. Altimeter 3004.
3004. Get our wind.
Atlanta Speedway Airport.
Automatic weather observation 1856 Zulu. Weather wind 240 at 11. Visibility 10 clear. Below 12,000. Temperature.
Alright, wind is 240 at 11. Direct runway heading, so we're definitely using 24. ADS sauce obtained. Airspeed indicator's good. Heading indicator. We'll go ahead and set 326. That's what it looks like. 326. Okay. Heading indicator set. Attitude indicator set. BSI set. Altimeter set. Before taxi checklist complete. We'll go ahead and taxi to 24, and then we'll do our run-up checklist there. Okay. All right. Speedway traffic 6. 4 members taxiing runway 24 via taxiway Alpha Speedway.
So you got those three complete, and then we rounded the corner, went out there, and you did a run-up, and then you did a before takeoff checklist, which is all good. On the briefing, tell me what you brief. What are the three big things that I want to see people brief and know about and be ready for?
RTO brief, ROTOT, and LOTOT brief.
Yes, and you did all three of those.
RTO brief, if we don't have 60 miles per hour by 50% of the runway, we are aborting the takeoff. We'll pull the throttle back and abort the takeoff. So we're looking for 60 miles per hour. RTO brief complete. Cross thrust on takeoff brief. There it is, push. I will lose an engine on takeoff. When it happens, there it is push. We will not be returning to the field when we lose an engine on takeoff. We're going to be turning a little bit left, a little bit right. We're going to pick out a place to land and set it down as slow as possible. And we will not stall the airplane. We're going to fly the airplane all the way to the crash. Low top brief complete. Row top brief. We will have a reduction in thrust on takeoff. When we do, there it is push. We will not stall the airplane. We're going to maintain DMMS, fly the airplane all the way to the crash. We're going to pick out a spot to land, and we're going to fly it all the way to the crash. Row top brief complete.
Now, from my memory, we did an RTO. I gave you an RTO, but I did it by chopping the mixture on this thing, right?
Right.
So when I did that, you tell me, what did you do?
Yeah, I lowered the nose and put the airplane back down on the runway, but I did not close the throttle, which I mentioned in my brief.
RTO brief. If we don't have 60 miles per hour by 50% of the runway, we are aborting the takeoff. We'll pull the throttle back and abort the takeoff.
But I still forgot to do it, and I think that might have been because I knew you were going to pull something, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be the throttle or the mixture, so I was strictly reacting, and I didn't pull the throttle, which is what you got to do every time, pull the throttle back.
Exactly. So let's look at that sequence next. Here it is.
All right, everything's in the green. Looking for 60 miles per hour. All right. All right. All right. All right.
So we did that and got it in the air. The very next thing I gave you was a low tot. What's the difference between low tot and row tot?
Low tot, you've got a full loss of thrust. Row tot, you've got just a reduction in thrust. But the big key difference is that when you have a row tot, you think you've got enough engine to make it back to the runway in most cases, and you usually don't.
Exactly. So after your RTO, I gave your engine back and everything's normal. I put you in there. I gave you a low tot. Let's take a look at your low tot.
70, rotate. Maintain DMMS. Flaps up. Climbing at DMMS. Runway heading. There it is, push. All right, we'll maintain the DMS. We're gonna see if we can land in this field.
Okay, I'm gonna give you engine back again. Nose up and let her climb. Very good.
All right, we're climbing at DMS.
So that was actually pretty good, not bad. Right after that, I let you climb a little bit, and we went up a little bit higher, and then I gave you a row tot. Tell me what you did on your row tot.
Yeah, row tot, I did pretty much the same thing as the low tot. I just pitched for best glide, made sure I was maintaining DMS. Made sure that I was maintaining DMS the entire time, and looked for a place to land the airplane.
Did you see any place to land the airplane?
I did. It was going to be close. Just over the treetops, there's a small patch of field. So yeah, it would have been a close one, but
it's better than stalling the airplane and trying to turn around. I think you probably would have made it just fine into that field. Let's take a look at that clip. This is the row tot that I gave. This is a reduction of thrust on takeoff.
All right, now you got a sick engine. It didn't quit. It just rolled back, and this is the amount of power that you got right here.
Okay, we got a reduction. Fuel pump on. Carb heat on. We're maintaining DMS, looking for a place to land. Carb heat. Switch tanks.
See anything good out here?
We got a small field in front of us.
Okay, and you could put it in there, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna give you your engine back again.
Okay.
All right, so you climbed up and I gave you an unintentional IMC. I actually had this worked out with the controller. I made a phone call before we took off. When you checked in and told him you were a student pilot and inadvertent IMC and stuff like that, he right away gave you some instructions. What was it he told you to do?
He told me to, I think he said maintain VFR, but I don't think he understood what I was that I was doing unintentional IMC when he said that. But he told me to climb up to 3,000, I think, and maintain a 270 heading. What was it?
There's the point. Everything kind of gets condensed here, and adrenaline kicks in. Even though we were day VFR and everything was good, just the simulation of it. Several things. He gave you a 240 heading, but he also gave you a squawk. What did you do on your squawk?
Alright, looking for 180.
Aircraft with simulated weather difficulty or engine difficulty, go ahead.
November 8264 November, we've got a simulated inadvertent IMC.
November 8264 November, roger. Safe position, altitude.
I'm about 5 miles to the west of the Speedway aircraft, Hotel Mike Papa, 2,500 feet at a 180 heading now for 64 November.
November 8264 November, squawk 0137, say your type.
0137, 0317, and aircraft type is a P28 Alpha Cherokee 140.
And it's squawk 0137.
0137, 01.
November 64 November, the code is, let's see, 64 November, the code we're supposed to be, that looks like you got it there. Radar contact 4 miles northwest of Hampton Airport, show you at 2,900. Maintain VFR, fly heading 240.
240 and squawk in 0132. Yes, affirmative. I'm at 3,200 feet and looking for vectors to get back to VFR for 64 November.
Yeah, he gave me a squawk. Forget the numbers, but I got him. I got the two, the 1 and the 3. I got those two backwards. I repeated it correctly, and then I put it in backwards. So
yeah.
And then I kind of got hyper focused on over there in the console for about 10 or 15 seconds, which is.
I think, we'll take a look here, I think you repeated it incorrectly and said it incorrectly, but how much time did you have to look at the transponder and get away from flying the airplane while you were doing all that stuff with the transponder?
Yeah, it was probably a total of 20 seconds, you know, anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds that I was not concentrating on flying. I felt like I had wings level and everything was under control, but
right.
You know,
probably wasn't 20 seconds, but you were distracted looking to the right.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that sequence.
November 8264 November, squawk 0137, say your type.
0137, 0317, and aircraft type is a P28 Alpha Cherokee 140.
All right, so then I ended up, directly after that, I'll let you climb. I took you up to 3,500 feet, and I gave you an engine failure. In the engine failure, you're up plenty high, and I asked you, are you going to make it back to the field? But what are your memory items for an engine failure in your airplane? What are the things that you're going to do?
My memory items, I need to get better at my flow, but carb heat, there's 6 items, so everybody should have their flow down. It's for my airplane, it's carb heat, fuel pump, mag check, swap tanks, make sure your primer is locked, check your mixture. I believe that's 6.
You still missed mags. That's when you missed it.
No,
oh, you got mags?
Yeah,
okay,
I got it this time.
Okay, good. Yeah. In the airplane, you missed the mags. So the point is to have a flow. It's very difficult to sit here in the room and remember what the things are, but in your airplane, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever order that you want to do, be able to very quickly restore some better conditions for your engine and make that happen. And then I asked you the question, I said, are you going to be able to make it back to the airport? And what did you reply?
I replied, yes, I could make it back to the airport.
No.
What did I reply?
No, you said no. This is the first one we did. Remember?
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Yeah, this is the first one, and you were correct. We could not make it back.
Yeah,
so let's take a look at that sequence. Here's his engine failure, and watch him do everything.
Here's your engine failure. What are your memory items?
Okay, carburetor heat, fuel pump, mixture rich, swap tanks. We're pitching for DMMS and looking for a field. Primer is locked, that's not the problem. Throttle is giving me nothing, mixture's rich. Those are the memory items.
And also the other thing that you did, watch this sequence, we're about to play it, your speed was a little bit high.
Yeah, it's never a good flight when you got to say which engine failure was it.
Yeah. Exactly, your speed was a little bit high. Let's take a look at this sequence.
Okay, now pull your nose up a little bit and get DMS. Don't dive towards the earth, hold DMS right there. There you go. You want the most amount of time that you can get up here. Now look around and tell me where you're going to put this thing.
Looks like there's
traffic down there, 168 Delta Charlie, turning final 18.
We can do the water, we can do the lake right there if we need to. Looks like there's a big field beneath us. I'm going to try and pick something as close as possible so I can set up for it. And we're going, we got the wind on our tail here, so we got to flip around, do a 180, and land into the wind if possible.
Alright, are you going to make it to the airport?
No. I don't think so. No. There's a strip of land right here, I'm going to aim for that.
Okay.
So I'm on a downwind right now. And I'm going to land in somebody's backyard here.
All right, good. So we finally figured out you could have put it in about anywhere. Lots of options. Land it someplace. It doesn't really matter. Then I took you back to the airport and put you over the top of the airport for another one. This time I wanted you to take it all the way down to the runway and land the airplane. I put you over the top. How about your communication with the other airplanes?
Communication was good. It's really key when you're entering a traffic pattern that's already got 2 airplanes in it and you got a simulated engine failure.
Yep.
So we had one guy on the downwind and somebody on the upwind.
Yep.
Worked it out with the guy on the downwind so that he would go into his base and I was going to just follow him in. And I had plenty of altitude, so
it actually worked out pretty good. You did not miss hitting the runway. You would have been totally fine. At the very end of that, it ended up in what?
Go around.
It ended up in a go around. So let's take a look at that sequence here. Here's Dylan's engine failure over the top of the airport, and I'll show you his memory items and his all the way down through the go around.
And I'm going to give you a simulated engine failure over the top of the airport. You got to land it on the runway and use your energy management to see if you can hit someplace on the runway.
Okay.
Any place on the runway is total.
Traffic, Colonel 34980 is on a 5-mile final, straight in on the RNAV 34. This will be a full stop.
Any place.
Traffic sample 1115, echo about 2 miles north of the field, left downwind, left over the field, left downwind, full stop, space 31.
Any place you want over the top of the field. Your objective is to land any place you want on the runway, okay? And you're going to have to work it out with the other airplanes because it sounds like there are at least 2 down here.
Yep, I think it's that Cub and Super Viking. I got the Viking inside, I believe. Speedway traffic, Cherokee 6, phone number is 3,000 feet, climbing to 3,500 over the top of the airport. It'll be a simulated engine failure from 3,500 over top of the airport for 2-4 here in a moment for Speedway traffic.
Speedway traffic, Skyhawk 8352, uniform departing runway 24 Speedway.
All right, so tell me what traffic you know about at the airport now.
Well, there's somebody climbing right next to us.
Speedway traffic, Viking 89 Victor, turning left crosswind, runway 24
That's him.
Speedway.
There's somebody behind the Super Viking. And Viking is turning across.
1115, echo midfield, Peach State, left downwind to 31, full stop. I see a taxi now.
610 traffic, Colonel 34980 is on a 4-mile final on the RNAV 34, full stop, Dickens.
What altitude do you want?
3,500.
Okay. Speedway traffic, Cherokee 6, phone number. I've got the Super Viking on the left crosswind now. Is there more traffic behind him at Speedway?
Speedway traffic, A352 November, on the roll on 24 currently.
Copy, thanks.
All right, here's your engine failure.
Okay.
Memory items. RP.
Peach State is champ 1115, echo midfield, entering a left downwind, 31, Peach State, full stop.
Everything's locked, that's good. That's nothing's working.
Stable your altitude. You're above DMS.
36 equals.
So if your airspeed is very high, you're diving into Earth.
Is clear the runway, Peach State.
There you go.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 6, phone number is a simulated engine failure, 3,200 feet over the airport. Would like to work it out with you guys in the pattern if I could have runway 24.
Speedway traffic, you got Blanca Viking, wrapping the numbers, about to turn, space for runway 24.
Okay, no worries, I'll follow in behind the Super Viking. I'm 2 miles past, 1 mile past 24, so I'll follow behind you guys on the base to the final. Alright, so
Speedway traffic, A352 uniform, we'll extend down when we get over there, just give you room to get in.
Thank you. We're going to turn back towards 24. The base traffic should beat us in.
Pick a carry traffic.
We're at 2,300 feet, still above pattern altitude.
On the 34.
I'm looking for him. but I don't see him. I see him now.
Speedway traffic, Skyhawk K35 to uniform, turning left, crosswind, runway 24, Speedway.
Alright, we're behind him.
Okay.
Speedway traffic, traffic on final in sight, falling behind you for a simulated engine failure 24 Speedway. Alright, let's go and do 10 degrees of flaps. 20 degrees.
Speedway traffic, Skyhawk 835 uniform, turning left downwind, runway 24, Speedway.
Alright, we're still above DMS, we're way too fast, but that's okay for this scenario.
Looks like you're going to hit someplace on the runway.
Yep.
Your traffic is still on the runway.
Okay, so now you're on the approach and you know it's coming. I gave you a go around. What did you do during the go around?
I pitched the nose down on the go round.
Yes, perfect. Don't raise your nose during the go around. You got a lot of runway and it's nice and flat. If anything, lower the nose, get you some speed, get you some control. How was your airspeed during the go around?
The airspeed was great. I was well above DMS the entire time.
Yeah, and you climbed out right on DMS. So that was good. That was a nice go around.
He's clearing. The runway is yours.
We're going to have ground effect for another 1,000 feet here.
Alright, let's go around.
Alright, going around. Nose down. Flaps up slowly. Maintain DMS. Another notch. Climbing at DMS one more notch. Flaps are up.
Speedway traffic, 7350, call 5 to the south. We'll be entering a 45-degree entry for the left downwind for runway 24, full stop Speedway.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 6, phone number is on the go, runway 24. Thanks for the help on the upwind now for 24 Speedway. Speedway traffic, Cherokee 6, phone number, and that traffic entering on the 45, how far out are you again?
Showing 5.4 south.
Okay, I'll cut my left crosswind and downwind in. I should be well ahead of you here for 6 phone number Speedway.
Alright, if we have to, we can maneuver so we can make it work out, but it should be an issue if I do it all.
Sounds good, thanks. Alright, here comes left crosswind. After takeoff checklist, fuel pump off. Climbing at DMS. No more than 30 degrees bank.
I brought you around for a stabilized approach. In the traffic pattern, I asked you to fly a stabilized approach on VREF. What did you ask me for?
I asked for VREF plus 10.
Yes. I said, no, I'll give you VREF plus 5.
And I want you VREF exactly all the way in.
Alright, VREF to VREF plus 10.
Yeah, VREF to VREF plus 5. How about that?
Alright.
What are your criteria for stabilized approach? What's the big two I'm always asking you for?
Stabilized approach, VREF and red over white.
VREF and red over white. You came in a little bit above VREF, which is okay. You were VREF plus a little bit. Let's take a look at your stabilized approach. Here's the last portion of it.
Alright, we're DMS still.
At Speedway traffic, the Falcon is currently about 25 to the southeast, inbound for Lenny Speedway. How many are in the pattern right now? Sounds like 3 of us are up here having fun. Alright, we'll find a way to blend in there with you guys. It's probably going to be 2 because I'll be full stop here and I'm on downwind, so we might just have the 2.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 6, phone numbers on our final will be full stop for 24 Speedway. Alright, let's get red over white. We got some speed here.
For 5, Bell helicopter is 8 miles to the north and bound landed. Very high kind of traffic.
Pitch up, get rid of some air speed here.
Speedway traffic 7350 golf is over the racetrack on the downwind, left downwind for 24 Speedway. Speedway traffic 835 uniform, turning left, crosswind, runway 24 Speedway.
VREF plus little. Red over white.
Speedway traffic, Roger 599er, approaching from the east, going to do right 360 and get in the pattern, Speedway. Speedway traffic, 835 uniform, left downwind, runway 24 Speedway. Speedway traffic, 7350 Golf, turning left base, 24, full stop Speedway. Speedway traffic.
Yeah, that wasn't quite it.
Alright, very good.
All right, so we got the airplane on the ground. You landed the airplane, turn left, and what kind of a checklist do you do after you land?
After landing checklist.
Speedway traffic, Cherokee 64 number is clear, 24 Speedway. Okay, after landing checklist, landing on all fuel.
Speedway traffic, Roger 599er, 2.5 miles to the south, 45 to 24 Speedway. That Falcon that was on the way into Speedway, is your tail number 2 Delta Papa?
Flaps up, make sure lean, carbies off, mags are on.
Speedway traffic 7350 Golf, final 24.
Pumps off, landing lights are off. Thermos set for takeoff, transponder standby. After landing checklist complete.
Alright, good. Alright, you can kill all the cameras.
Got the airplane put away, and we're going to do a simulated oral here real quick. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Pre-flight, do you always pre-flight your airplane?
I always pre-flight my airplane.
And what are some things that you do as far as sumping fuel?
We sump all 3 fuel sumps.
There you go. Shoulder harness, what's your shoulder harness policy?
Shoulder harness policy is at least during takeoff and landing, throughout the entire flight if you want to, if you can, or if you want to.
Exactly. How about landing off field? What do you think about landing off field?
I think it's a good thing to do.
If you need to?
If you need to, yeah.
You land off field. How about your night flying?
I avoid night flying all the time.
Exactly. And you're legal to fly at night. Have you ever had to spend the night in your airplane because it got dark?
Yeah, yeah, twice.
Yeah.
So that's why I got a sleeping bag and a pillow back there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, min fuel. How much fuel do you want to fly around the airplane? What's the minimum you want to land with in your little airplane?
Minimum legally is 30 minutes of reserve fuel, but personally I don't do less than an hour reserve.
Exactly, and that's a good policy. Traffic patterns. Tell me about what you like to see in the traffic pattern, what you like to do in the traffic pattern to be not a midair.
Number one thing to do for me in the traffic pattern is communicate. Ask a question to those airplanes that are already in the pattern, because if you don't ask a question, it's just going to be a couple of position reports, and then your position reports are going to get closer and closer, and you know, not going to spark up a conversation. But be predictable in the pattern, communicate, enter traffic pattern altitude.
Yeah, those are the big 3. Be at the correct altitude, be predictable, and ask a question. If you need to ask a question, hey, what are you doing, or what can I work out with you, then ask a question. Anything that ends in a question mark is no longer a position report. All right, very good. Fire, if you had a fire or smoke in the cockpit, what's the one thing that you could do instantly, right away?
Turn your master switch off.
Turn the master off. Is your airspeed indicator still going to work if you turn your master switch off?
Yes, it is.
Yes. And how about flaps and engine?
Flaps and engine will also still work.
Yeah, so just land the airplane. It's not that big a deal. Master switch off is your policy. All right, engine failure, memory items. How many? We already kind of covered this. How many items are there?
6 items.
There's 6. DMMS and VREF. When are you a DMMS airplane and when are you a VREF airplane?
You're a DMMS airplane anytime that you're not a VREF airplane.
Exactly. That's in the traffic pattern. You're a DMS airplane. What does DMS give you? It gives you 3 things. What is one marking on your airspeed indicator? DMS gives you 3 things. What are those 3?
It gives you a climb rate, best climb. It gives you a minimum maneuvering speed. And it gives you a
best glide.
Best glide, yeah.
Yep, all 3. That's your glide speed, your climb speed, and your minimum maneuvering speed, all in one. Below 2,500, we got a policy between us to keep you alive. What's our policy below 2,500 AGL?
Below 2,500 feet AGL, sterile cockpit, no less than DMS, and no more than 30 degrees bank turn.
Correct. You're not a test pilot. Don't bank that more than 30, and don't fly less than DMS down low. Distractions. What about distractions? What's the big thing on distractions?
Distractions, no cell phone, limit electronics in the traffic pattern anywhere below 2,500 feet.
That's it. Now, your student pilot out there flying around, if you go inadvertent IMC after takeoff, are you going up or down?
I'm going up. Inadvertent IMC, I'm going up.
You're definitely going up. Stabilized approach, we've already talked about. The big thing, taking off, any kind of a problem, are you turning around?
Say the question again.
After takeoff, if you have any kind of a problem, are you turning around and trying to make it back?
I'm not. If there's a problem on takeoff, I'm going straight ahead, putting the airplane down somewhere.
I want you to give me a challenge. put this airplane someplace difficult for me to go get. I don't care where it is. It's easy if you put it on the airport. Put it off field someplace, open the door, step out, call me. That's all I ask. That's staying alive. Good job, brother. I appreciate it. Nice flying.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. And that's number 12. Appreciate you following all this, these ride-along videos. This is number 12, and it took us a little while to get this thing done and up and on the air. I got a whole new series coming for 2024. I sure hope. More abuse for the Dillmeister here, and it's going to be good. Dylan's out flying around his little airplane with just a sectional on an E6B going all over the place and having a great time. We'll get this thing up and on the air for my tiny little itty-bitty fledgling YouTube channel, DanGryder. Probable cause.
See ya.